Welcome. My name is Peter Strong. I'm a professional psychotherapist based in Boulder, Colorado, and I offer online therapy via Skype. So if you're looking for online therapy to cure agoraphobia or other anxiety disorder, then please go to my website, learn more about the online therapy service that I offer, and feel free to contact me via email through the contact page. Tell me more about yourself and what you've tried so far, and feel free to ask any questions you may have about this online therapy service for overcoming agoraphobia. If you're looking for an online therapist, it's very important that you find someone who uses Skype so that you can see each other. This is really an essential requirement for good psychotherapy. You must be able to see each other. But if you can see each other through Skype, then there's really no difference in the quality and in the effectiveness of the psychotherapy. So being able to see each other is critical. The style of therapy that I find works best for overcoming agoraphobia and for really neutralizing those severe anxiety reactions that you will be struggling with is mindfulness therapy. So I teach people how to work with their emotions using mindfulness. And this is by far more effective than just talking about your feelings. You really need to work at a very practical and structural level, really seeing how your emotions work, what actually triggers that anxiety, and the nature of that process that gets triggered. So this we explore in great detail during mindfulness therapy, and we do that by learning how to bring mindful awareness to see the anxiety that gets triggered. We want to understand how it works. We want to look at the various patterns of conditioned reactivity and particularly reactive thinking that feeds that anxiety. The more you see of the process that causes your anxiety, the better. And this is the key path that leads to freedom from anxiety. You really need to see those underlying blind, habitual reactions that trigger your anxiety. The real problem is that we don't see them. We experience the anxiety, but we don't really see the underlying reactive process at work. So in mindfulness therapy, we focus a great deal of conscious awareness on our anxiety reactions to see exactly how they work. And when you bring conscious awareness to those habits, you begin to neutralize them. They begin to lose power. The more conscious you become, the less power those habitual anxiety reactions will have. So the process by which we do this is called mindfulness-based exposure therapy, which I talk about on my website, and it's one of the most effective approaches for overcoming anxiety and for dealing with agoraphobia. So you play through a particular challenge that you have identified. That could be walking to the end of the road. It could be going into a shop. It could be driving a short distance from home. Whatever it is, these are the challenges that you must start to work with in order to overcome those anxiety reactions. So we play it through in the mind, we look for the anxiety that gets triggered, and then we begin to develop this mindful, conscious awareness of that anxiety. And as I said, the more conscious you are of those specific emotions that get triggered, the freer you become. You overcome that blindness that is the real problem behind emotional reactivity. So we see clearly the anxiety, and then we start to develop the other important quality of mindfulness, which is compassion. We start to develop compassion for the emotion, for the anxiety reaction that we've just identified. Compassion is a very, very strong force for healing. And the more compassionate you are towards your emotions, essentially towards yourself, then the more healing that will occur. So we develop compassion for the emotion itself, and we learn to interact with it in a way that helps it heal, in very much the same way that you would interact with a person who was suffering. You first of all establish a conscious relationship. You listen, you watch, you learn, and then through that you begin to discover ways of interacting with that person that helps them heal. Well, it's exactly the same with our emotions, with our anxiety. We must first of all establish that conscious and non-reactive relationship where we can be totally present with our anxiety. Then we're not feeding it. But the second part of helping it to heal is to discover what will help it heal, how you can comfort that anxiety. And there's a great deal of practical methodology here that I will teach you during our sessions together about how to do this, how to develop compassion towards your anxiety and other emotions. When you do this consistently, before you do your exposure challenge, then you'll see very positive results. So we identify a challenge, we meditate on the anxiety and neutralize it through mindfulness, and then we do the challenge, and then we might meditate on any anxiety that arose during the challenge, and then we repeat the challenge again. And so doing it in this mindful way, the exposure therapy becomes greatly enhanced. It becomes very much more effective. And then you move on to the next challenge and you process it in the same way with mindfulness. So if you'd like to learn how to do this, how to cure your anxiety and how to cure your agoraphobia using mindfulness, then please contact me and we can schedule some Skype therapy sessions. Most people see dramatic improvements in the first couple of weeks. Once you start applying these techniques that I'll be teaching you during the sessions. So please contact me if you are looking for help in overcoming your agoraphobia and you like the idea of working with an online therapist, then please reach out to me, go to my website, email me through the contact page, and let's schedule a Skype therapy session. Thank you.